Guys, in our today's lesson, lesson 8, we are going to talk about the second part of the verbal, which is infinitive. And this is as the gerund that we talked about in the previous lesson is easy. So you can understand it easily. It's much more easier than the gerund that the identifying the gerund that we had before. What's infinitive? You might have heard this word before, and you can, from this lesson, you can know what's infinitive. Infinitive is a basic form or of a verb with different functions. Like, for example, here we have some examples: to sneeze, to jump, to watch, to write. This is the verbal, which has the form of the verb but functioning differently in a sentence. This is made of the verb that we have to plus verb base, but this is not functioning as a verb in a sentence. So you can have it as a different form instead of verb. So all of these are infinitives, and they will almost always begin with to, followed by the simple form of the verb. This is the rule that we have to plus verb equal to infinitive. So note that because an infinitive is not a verb, you cannot add s, es, ed, or ing to its end. Ever, never, you cannot add this. So that should be base in a sentence with to. But in some cases, we have gerund or verb ing after to, but this is functioning like a prepositional phrase in that sentence. So you can differentiate between them by knowing how to use the infinitive in the sentence and how they function. The first function that we have is a noun, and they can also function as a adjective or adverb in a sentence. The first one that we are going to take a look at is a noun. What's noun? Noun could be a subject or an object in a sentence. The first example, to sleep is the only thing she wants after her double shift waiting tables at the cafe. Here we don't have any subject except the to plus sleep. To sleep here is the subject of a sentence and is the verb of the subject to sleep. So here this is functioning as a noun in that sentence. To sleep is a noun and it's infinitive. The second one, the child refused to swim because he was afraid of sinking. Here we have the subject of a sentence, which is the child, and refuse is a verb, and it's a transitive verb that needs something to finish its meaning, or to complete its meaning. So we have an object, which is to swim, and it's infinitive. To swim is the object of the verb here, and it's functioning as a noun. Always the objects that we have are nouns in a sentence. And the second one, the second usage is an adjective in a sentence. For example, I have some jeans to wash. You know that what adjective is. So it's describing something, a noun or another adjective in the sentence. So we can have infinitive as an adjective describing a noun in that sentence. For example, I have some jeans to wash. What jeans you have? The jeans that you have to wash. So to wash is an infinitive here that's functioning as an adjective in a sentence describing jeans. Tells us which jeans, the jeans that you want to wash. The second one, wherever the girl goes, she always brings a book to read. She always brings something. She always brings a book. To what? To read. Which book? The book that she wants to read. Here is an adjective that modifies a book in that sentence. It's always coming after the noun that we have in that sentence. So it's called a postpositional modifier that's coming after the noun it modifies. in all the cases that we have adjective comes before the noun that it modifies, but here it's coming after the noun. So you can differentiate between this and the simple adjective that we have. The third usage is a adverb. We can have infinitive as an adverb in a sentence. So how do we know that this is an adverb in that sentence? That might be a little bit difficult or confusing for you, but the clue is that you can ask yourself that if the infinitive we have in this sentence answering the why question. So let's see. To complete the math problem, you divide by x. Yeah, the other thing that you can recognize the adverb is that it's coming at the beginning of a sentence and we have the comma, the following. So in the other clause that we have the subject and the verb and the object. So you can know that to complete is not a subject of a sentence. It's just like a infinitive phrase in that sentence, describing the verb divide in the following tense that we have. To complete the math problem, to complete is the infinitive, and to complete the math problem is the infinitive phrase that's describing the verb divide. By this comma here, you can differentiate. The second example, I bought paint to finish the picture for my mom. Here, you bought something to do something. Here, I bought paint to what? Why you bought this paint? To finish the picture. So here, this is answering the question why. It tells why I bought this paint. It's easy, I think. Richard braved the icy rain to throw the smelly squat apple stew into the apartment dumpster. Here we have the to throw. Richard is the subject of a sentence. Brave is a verb. The icy rain is an object in that sentence. And to throw is an adverb because describing the why he braved. So this is answering the why question and it's describing the verb braved in that sentence. And here is the other ways of using infinitive. Recognize an infinitive even if it's missing the to. Yeah, in some cases that we write an infinitive in a sentence, that the to with it could be disappeared and we can write the verb base that we have infinitive without this to. But it's special in some cases we can do this. For example, infinitive will lose its to when it follows certain verbs. Like we have some verbs that you can memorize or you can just recall, like feel, hear, help, let, make, see, and watch. After these verbs that we have, you can just omit or delete the to with the infinitive. You can just write the verb that we have. The pattern looks like this for this point. We have to have a special verb in a sentence that we talked about, plus direct object. They need an object to complete their meaning, and then we have indirect object after them, which is infinitive without to. You can write it, but you can also omit it or remove it. Here, as soon as she felt the rain splatter, that should be splatter. The rain is an object of a sentence and that should be the infinitive clause. You can make it, oh sorry, yeah, this one. But let's look at the second one. Although the teacher spent an extra class period helping us understand the lesson, we still failed the test. Here we have the although, which this is not a word lesson, but this is the complex sentence that we have, and we have two different clauses here. The teacher is the subject of a sentence, spend is a verb, and an extra is the object of the sentence, and we have These we don't need them. They are the complement. And here we have as what's the object and also understand. You can say helping us to understand. So you or you can omit this here. Um, we can have other verbs like for example we have spent here that we can write in this form, but here are some special verbs that are mostly or likely take this form. So here are some notes. It's also about to, what to do with to here. In general, no word should separate the to and the verb. As we said, we have the to plus verb base to shape the infinitive form. On an infinitive form, yeah. For example, you can have some cases that you can split the to and verb by using other words like an adverb between them or anything. But it's actually informal. It's incorrect if you do it for some formal things like, for example, here the girl hopes to quickly finish. We have here quickly between to and finish, which is the infinitive of the verb. Okay, it's incorrect. Why it's incorrect? Because it's informal. But here you can see the girl hopes to finish her homework quickly. Quickly is coming here and you have to finish together. Okay? But yeah, this is mostly believed that it's not incorrect, but it's not formal. So here are different ideas about this, but it's better not to do this, not to split them. And here we have the hint to recognize if it's an adverb in a sentence or not. We said that we can know that this is the adverb because it answers the why question and it can come at the very beginning of a sentence and followed by comma. So this is the other hint for you. You can always identify an adverbial infinitive by inserting the test words in order. You can use in order to test your sentence to know that if it's adverb or not in front of an infinitive. If the words in order make sense, the infinitive is adverbial. I hope you get this point because it's important. Here we have an example. To win, you need the highest number of points. Well, sorry. Okay, to win here, this is the infinitive we have. You know that this is adverb because here is the comma and the following sentence has its subject. So this is not a subject of a sentence. I haven't need as a verb here. So this is describing the verb need. So this is an adverb. But to test it, you can use in order in front of this. It's only for you. You don't have to write it. You just can do it in your mind. So in order to win, that makes sense. Yeah, in order to win, you need to the highest number of points. The second example, we nailed plywood on the store windows in order to prepare for the storm. You can say we nailed plywood on the store window to prepare for the storm. Why? To prepare for the storm. And you can also add in order in front of the to plus verb, which is infinitive. If it passes the test that we have and it makes sense, so this is the adverb in that sentence, to prepare. That's it for today. What we talked about was about the infinitive in a sentence, and also we have infinitive phrase that we are going to cover in the other lessons. That was the definition that we talked about, and here is the form. And also we have its functions, like that could be a noun in a sentence, an adjective, and also an adverb in a sentence. It's different from the gerund. Gerunds also take the function of a noun in a sentence, but here that could be different. That could have different functions. The only similarities between gerund and infinitive is that they are verbals in a sentence. That they took shape from the verb, but they are functioning differently. They are not the verb in a sentence. They always look like the verb. So here we have some exercises for you. I just labeled the answer, but you can try yourself, try your best to answer them. And you can then you can answer them yourself or do it by yourself and search for more exercise and then send me the answers and I will check it for you if you want it and if you would like. The first one, to run 10 miles presents a problem for most students. To run 10 miles, here, this is the subject of the sentence. Present is a verb. This is coming before the verb that we have, and there's no other subject in the sentence, so this is the noun with the subject. When it's time to graduate, you will feel proud of your accomplishment. Here, when it's time to graduate, time is a noun here, and to graduate describing the noun with adjective. Third one, the day to sleep is Friday. We have the day as a subject of a sentence, is a verb, and Friday is here is an adjective. So to sleep describing the day, so this is the adjective form here also. To nominate wasn't submissive to accept the position. You can try the in order test. Let's try it. The nomin wasn't submissive in order to accept the position. So here is an adverb in a sentence that describing the verb that we have here. That's all for today, and I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I hope you've understood the infinitive. It's really easy, and it only needs more practice because this is usable and you can use it in your daily speaking, writing, or anything. So that's it for today. Goodbye.